So you know what? On the previous video, we talked about creating a buying conversation. And it's easy enough to say a buying conversation. All right, so all I'm doing is I'm talking with people. You have to have an agenda. And what I mean by that is, what's the desired outcome? What do I want to get out of this conversation? And a conversation needs to be give and take. So what questions am I asking during this conversation? When do I pitch? Because if I have an agenda, then obviously I need to ask questions. Well, here's the thing. We have to ETR. It's called earn the right. A buying conversation actually has a structure. I like to call it a roadmap. And so I have to have a reason to have this conversation. I also need to be authentic in the approach. So what am I going to be asking? Well, before I even get into business related questions where I want to be able to get an outcome where I actually have somebody buy something, I got to build rapport. And so what questions would I be able to ask of someone or to someone where, hey, we're getting along? Because people don't buy off of people they don't like. Certainly they don't buy off people they don't trust. I mean, when you consider sales, especially old school sales, that idea of snake oil salesperson, it's like, nope, I'm not going to buy off this guy. I can smell it from a mile away. And so relax. Take the time to be able to ask questions. Maybe you notice some books behind someone. You go, hey, are you a Lee Child fan? I love Jack Reacher. And you just start talking about things that really matter to you. And then once you find that point of connection, a lot of people would say, just take 30 seconds, build rapport, and then go. And my suggestion would be, wouldn't it make sense to even build rapport longer? And I recently had a friend of mine and a mentor of mine on the Courage to Grow show, which is a podcast. And this guy, who's been in the nutritional industry for close to 25 years, has clients that now buy from him because they're a friend. And that's what we want to do. We have this buying conversation with the intention of building a friendship. People don't want to be sold. They want to choose to buy. And so if I build rapport and I develop know, like, and trust, then I can start asking questions. And that's where the power of discovery comes in. And within the power of discovery, I like to do something, and here's a huge tip for you. I like to actually preface it as I start going into discovery and I start asking questions and I start getting deeper and deeper and maybe starting to touch a chord. I would say, you know, I've got a few other questions that I want to ask you, and they're kind of designed to be a little bit more personal. You okay with that? So what I've just done is I've done what's called a check to proceed question. And if I get the okay, now the person that I'm speaking with, which I authentically care about, I'm letting them know these next set of questions are designed to kind of strike a chord. And I want to know some things that might be a little bit more intimate. And so within all of this requires the understanding and the knowing of where are these conversations going to go? What is that flow chart in my mind going to look like? Because the end game, the result, is getting to a place where I can say or ask specifically, would they like to move forward? Would they like to buy? Do you want to take it? And being quiet after you ask is a critical component. It's okay to be quiet. The time to be quiet is when you ask.